What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video by Helmet 49ers podcast. Today we will be doing the Cowboys versus the Cowboys versus the 49ers. Sorry. There's not a 3-team battle. It's in the divisional round. And I'm your host, JT, and my co-host is my dad.
What's up, y'all?
But first, don't forget to like and subscribe.
All right, let's talk about it.
Let's get into the questions first.
Questions about the game, the matchup. Yes.
The 49ers pass defense, because we had to go against CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup, and Dolan came out of a breakout game.
Yeah, he had a great 2-touchdown game against the Bucks. He looked really good. We were watching that game. CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, he's one of the up and coming wide receivers. So he's a problem. He can be a problem.
19's problem.
Yeah. So our corners definitely have
Talent to guard him.
Yeah. But okay, so you were saying the questions. The questions I have, like say for the 49ers on our side, our pass defense has been a little suspect the last couple of games. You know, we've given up some big plays here and there, whether it be Lenore or
Traverse Ward even.
Yes, exactly. Against DK Metcalf and then Hufanga might, have a brain fart and forget to cover the backside, and
Gibson's not fast enough to cover.
yeah, so against the Cowboys and their many receiving threats, I would say our pass defense is something I have a question about right now. Coming into this game, the second one that I have is Brock Purdy. I mean, every game is going to be a question because
not until he beats whoever in the Super Bowl, hopefully.
Exactly. Unfortunately,
that's the final test, and then if you pass that, then there are no more questions.
Exactly.
Actually, there will still be some questions. Next season.
There will be something. Something will be brought up. Probably just the media wanted to make something out of nothing. Maybe if he is a Super Bowl champion, but he's going to continuously be tested every week to see what this guy can do. Mr. Irrelevant, what can he do? How far can he take this stacked team? That's a question that will always come up every week, especially with the pressure going on with this divisional matchup against the rivals Cowboys.
And I do want to mention that we got 37 plus points in the last 4 games, so our scoring, hopefully it's not going to be a problem against the Cowboys defense. Hopefully it can stay normal. We don't really need to worry about the scoring, just our defense need to stop them.
Yeah, I mean, everything looks like it's a green light. I mean, our offense, run game, pass game, Purdy, everything is running on all cylinders right now. We are hot on the offensive side for sure. 37 plus points each of the last 4 games. I haven't seen that in forever. In this,
I wasn't even interested in football when last time that happened.
Yeah, because I don't think Garoppolo's ever led us to this many points in a row. I can't remember. There's always been a little hiccup here, hiccup there.
If we do get it, it's always against bad teams.
Well, yeah. And then how about for the Cowboys? Do you have any questions about
Dak Prescott? Can he play well against us again? Because he came out of a really great game against not a great Buccaneers defense. So let's see how he can play against the number 1 defense in the NFL.
Yes, he is a very hot and cold quarterback. Some games he's good, some games he's not. He doesn't string a lot of good games together, and he does lead the league in interceptions, right?
He does?
Yeah.
That was like Davis Mills or something like that.
No, he's at Davis Mills is second place. Number one is Dak with 15 interceptions this year.
And we are tied in interceptions with 20th. First.
Yeah, we're tied for first for 20 interceptions. Yeah. So hey, that's a great combination. We can take the ball away, and Dak loves to give the ball away. It's perfect.
And then we score. And then we do it, repeat the same thing.
You know, Dak's been talking in the press and saying, "I want this rematch." He wants this rematch, and he's been thinking about it ever since that last year's playoff game where he ran and then slid down the ground and tried to hike the ball before the time ran out, but he just missed it by a second, and the game was over. That was a crazy way our last playoff game ended.
I don't remember like that actually happened because I don't remember it that well.
I know. I kind of remembered it. It was some crazy stuff happening, and then I saw the replay recently where Dak scrambled and ran, but then he should have slid earlier, and then might have been able to spike the ball because they had no more timeouts either. And instead, he ran a little too far, which a couple more seconds came off the clock, and then by the time he hiked the ball, it went to zero already, and they called game over.
I'm not sure if you heard, but when the Cowboys fans went to the Buccaneers Stadium after they won, everyone was chanting, "We want the Niners."
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard of that. I didn't hear that at the stadium, but yeah, I heard that on another podcast. So they're like, "Oh yeah, you're not gonna be one of them for long. be aware of what you ask for, because you're gonna poke the bear, which is the Niners."
Nick Bosa.
So another question we have for the Cowboys is, well, their kicker,
The most unusual position.
Brent Maher. Mayer. Okay. I swear he was going to be out of a job last week. I swear
That
he
is
was.
like a whole level of like confidence and trust. Cause you're first of all you're in the playoffs. Second of all, you just can't miss extra points all like that.
He's missing 4 extra points in a row. I've never seen that before. That must be historic right there. But the coach believes in him. Well, he doesn't have much choice in the matter. But he during this week he said that he was going to stick with him, stick with his kicker. But then they actually signed another kicker on the practice squad just in case. So kind of, sort of.
We'll see how the kicker does in practice.
He supposedly did not miss a kick. Like 6 kicks, he made them all. I think that was on Thursday's practice.
Let's ice every single extra point.
Oh man. Football karma has his way of coming around. So maybe, he got through the tough parts. The coach backs him up, and in the end, he'll be okay. So
Yeah, I hope he can miss every single field goal and extra point, or maybe he doesn't have to do any extra points, which would be nice. Just shut them down.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's go to some of the matchups that you were talking about before.
So CeeDee Lamb versus Charvarius Ward. Last game, Charvarius Ward just got destroyed by DK Metcalf, and I understand how he struggles with DK Metcalf. He's fast, he's strong, he's tall.
Mm-hmm.
CeeDee Lamb, is he really that much of a speedster? I don't know how tall he is, but he's still an elite receiver, as good as DK Metcalf, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he might be I would imagine he's a good route runner. He's quick. He's good at his routes, and he can cut in and out, lose the cornerback, and all that stuff. So he has good hands too. So that's.
I mean, he's been able. Travis Ward has been able to cover some elite wide receivers. Sometimes he can't, but I think most of the time he has been able to succeed in that part.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. What you just said, it was like sometimes, yeah, he looks like a great, well, pretty much a shutdown corner, a really good cornerback, and other times he just makes some bad mistakes and gets burned pretty badly.
Not a
Sometimes,
speedster, that's why.
yeah. Well, yeah. But as long as just like Richard Sherman was not a speedster, it's all about what's up at the head, his knowledge and reaction time. That will help what he can read in the offense and the routes, possible routes, so he can jump it. But yeah, I I'm hoping Ward. I believe Ward has the ability to do it. CeeDee Lamb is a tall order because he's a very good receiver, and
Up and coming,
oh
like you
definitely,
said.
yeah, yeah. We did like him too coming out of the draft. Wouldn't mind having drafted him, but we could have, huh?
And if it was a redraft, of course.
Yeah. So next matchup is
The
you have
Cowboys defensive lineman, Micah Parsons, versus our offensive tackles, known in particular, it's either Trent Williams or Mike Muglency. But I think everyone would prefer Mike Muglency because you would rather not go against the best offensive lineman of all time.
of all time. Well, I don't know if we can go that far, but Trent Williams, we did find out, was PFF's number one offensive tackle for the last 2 seasons. So that's
Has
awesome.
any other offensive lineman done that?
I don't know.
Greatest of all time.
PFF grades have not been going on for a super long time. So even before that, you won't be able to get rankings of offensive tackles. On the other side, McGlinchey is kind of middle of the road from what I remember, like 31st out of 72 offensive tackles. So he's middle of the road, basically. And like you said,
6 allowed.
okay, that's not so bad. Shoot. But like you said, Parsons will be able to roam and choose his side. And like you said, if Parsons had a choice, he would go against McGlinchey most of the time. So that is a worrisome matchup because Parsons is one of the better pass rushers. Looking at his game log, he usually has either 0 sacks or 2 sacks. That's pretty much the average, 2 or 0.
Not consistent, basically. And last game against the Buccaneers, he got 1 sack.
That was the only game he had 1 sack, I think. The rest of them was all either 2s or 0s.
No, he got 1 sack.
Another time?
This is one time this season.
Okay. Yeah. But most of the time, out of the whole 17 games, it's either 2 or 0, 2 or 0, 0, 2. So let's hope this is 0. Which is what he had last year.
Yes,
against
0
us.
sacks and no QB hits. 0 QB hits. So.
Yeah. So we were able to negate, and he was hot, right? Wasn't he rookie defensive player of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah. We totally squashed him, made him a non-factor in the pass rush game. So if we could somehow do that again, that would be really advantageous to us.
It helped a lot. I mean, we do have to go into Dexter Lawrence, but he only got like 6 sacks, right? Not a problem, I think. But he could always just go to the defensive tackle, remember switch spots. I forgot what it's called when you start as a defensive end and then you go to the guards and centers. Remember what it's called?
Oh, when you're rushing, it's like a stunt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they could do that because it's no secret that our interior offensive lineman is the worst part, I think. So they might try to aim on that instead because I don't really know their DTs that well.
Yeah, the strength, I think, overall, our offensive linemen are really gelling together at this time. It's they've strengthened themselves from beginning of the season for sure. So it might not be one of our greatest strengths, but it is one that's growing. So even the interior is looking pretty good. Banks looking good. Burford is
all right.
All right, it's good.
Burnt Skill. I mean, he sounds good. I haven't heard his name this season so far, but
and Brendel too, right? Brendel.
Pro Bowl alternate.
Yes. So what other matchups we got? We got playoff Debo versus Trevon Diggs.
That should be a great matchup, and I, I hope Debo can like just burn Trevon Diggs, and I don't think Trevon Diggs can stop Debo's running because he is a powerful runner. Because that's
Mm-hmm.
why he is a running back too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, totally. That time when he did that one play against it was the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, he asked Kamasan to give him the ball,
Yep.
and then he
Just give
ran
me
for
the
a
ball.
touchdown.
Just give me the ball. Trust me. So in Debo, we trust. So I thought he would do great things coming out against the Seahawks, and he did. He flashed what he had flashed the season before. So I think the playoffs is a whole nother beast for him, and he's just going to raise his game up to another level, go all out. This is the playoffs, do or die, basically. So um, I'm looking for Debo to have a good game against Trevon Diggs. Um,
And he didn't play particularly well against Mike Evans, I would say. And I think Debo is a bit better than Mike Evans. Maybe it's a bit biased,
mhm.
but I kind of do think so. He's faster than Mike Evans for sure, but
Yeah,
he's shorter.
yeah, yeah, and of course, there's all the routes and the plays that are called, but just get the hands in Debo. Just we don't need the over the shoulder catches or anything from Debo. That's not his thing. It's
We need the
the
slants.
slants when he's running with the ball afterwards, and then Trevon Diggs. Good luck trying to get him down on the ground after he gets the ball in his hand. So,
Because he's going to run 20 miles per hour.
a couple of other matchups that we have: Tony Pollard versus basically our linebackers, right?
Could be Ezekiel Elliott, but I'm more scared of Tony Pollard.
Yeah, he's more, from what I could tell, what I could see. Pollard looks more of the Lightning, and maybe Zeke is down to where the Thunder's at now. So the Lightning and Thunder is kind of like that thing. Pollard is really good receiving. He's kind of like a CMC light, you know, good at quick, good at the run, good at catching the ball too. So, um, yeah, that one's a tough matchup, but Fred Warner's a great coverage linebacker. So if Pollard goes out for uh, maybe a pass or something like that on a route, Warner will be able to cover him very well. And Greenlaw, big play Dre, watch out.
Yep, he can be a hard hitter.
Mm-hmm.
He is, and he'll just stop you from scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, yep, yep, yep. Um, what else we got?
And Fred Warner versus Dalton Schultz, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Is Schultz really that good of a tight end, or did he just have one really good game against not so good Bucks team? You
I
know?
don't really hear his name that much. The only time I heard his name was this season against the Buccaneers. So I don't think he's that high of a tight end. He could be like, I don't know, top 15 of a tight end. But I just don't hear his name that much, and
So
he's
far,
not an elite tight end.
Schultz has like 577 yards this game,
That's not the
this season.
worst.
5 touchdowns for the season, the regular season. So yeah, he's okay. But I think Fred Warner, he's pretty much an elite
Yeah, if he
coverage
can
linebacker.
run with Marquise Brown, I think he could do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly right.
yeah, the
Yeah,
Marquise Brown,
yeah. If he can cover him, he can cover Schultz.
97 speed Marquise Brown.
So, um, I would just love to see us cover everybody, and Dak has nowhere to go, and then we pressure him with our D line and our blitzing, and that would be my dream.
Of course, everything can be the dream.
Yep.
Okay, now to the injury parts.
Right.
Isn't it like same as last week against the Seahawks? Only two players out: Amber Thomas and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, yeah. And did you hear about the Jimmy Garoppolo update?
No, I
No,
didn't hear.
it just happened a day ago. So the I guess he's on his feet and he's out on the field, maybe doing some light running. So it's looking like he can walk. That's a small step, but The reporters asked Shanahan about Jimmy G, and he said he probably won't be ready for the NFC Championship game if we get there
Of
by that week.
course.
But Super Bowl, much better chance, he said.
I mean, I don't know when Ambry Thomas is gonna come back. Like, I haven't really been paying attention, but it feels like he's just been injured, and then he just came back, and then he was just gone. Like, I don't know what's been happening with him.
Well, I mean, he's like fifth cornerback or something. I don't
Hey,
know if he's gonna
it
do
looked
much
good.
anyways right now.
It looked good for like only one person to be out. That looked better than two people.
Oh, yeah, but that's our injury report looks so much better than we did even in the beginning of the season. So injuries are our health is improving by leaps and bounds. So this is awesome. This is the way it should be going for us.
And I know they like San never said that they're gonna be out, but Evie and Jennings are still gonna play with their high ankle sprains.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's always good to have your slot receiver and maybe your starting defensive end. So that's a good sign that they're at least playing.
So, how do you think Kittle's going to be doing? Do you think George Kittle is going to be making a big effect on this game?
Well, just like Fred Warner, he might be going against a linebacker,
Mm-hmm.
and that might be a Leighton Vanderis,
Mm-hmm.
who I think he can destroy.
Yeah, that's right.
He's gonna like just stiff arm that man all the way through the ground.
I
Although I haven't seen that type of kid in a while.
I think Kittle can have a great game too. And you're right,
Anyone
that's a good
can.
matchup. That's a good matchup because he was kind of quiet in the last playoff game against Seahawks. He did get a 2 point conversion, but I think Kittle can come out and really make his presence felt against the Cowboys D. So that CMC, man, we are so stacked. Elijah
It's so
Mitchell,
crazy.
and CMC has been hot. He has been so hot. We got to talk about that guy. My God. Last game, receiving, running, he just looked very upright and speedy.
Yes, has great posture while running.
He has very good posture. He runs like he's running track, which is fine, man.
Run as fast as you can.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be so exciting. Nerve wracking too. Both of us are, I'm sure, are a little nervous.
I'm very nervous.
We've been through the ups and downs of many seasons, Super Bowls, NFC Championship games, playoffs, and injury-ridden seasons. This one seems a little different. I mean, our health is so much better. We got Brock Purdy under center,
Yeah,
and
every
we're
season,
scoring tons of
every
points.
season is new. Like our Super Bowl year, of course, it's new. It's a Super Bowl,
Yeah,
and then next season,
that was the injury-ridden season,
yeah, it
man.
was ugly.
Yeah, yeah,
And then we traded for Trey Lance,
yeah,
and the next season we barely get into the wild card, and we almost get to the Super Bowl.
yeah,
And this year we're under center with the last pick in the draft.
yeah. Come on, the Niners have the best stories, man. This is the no other team.
And we're going
has
into the
this.
Cowboys again for the second year in a row.
Exactly. The rivalry continues since we played them in the 80s and the 90s and the 20s.
Of course, we're on an 11-game winning streak, and we traded for CMC this season, and we made our first big trade in a while.
So many things happened this year. Amazing story. The Niners is the story of the year for the NFL. I would say 11-game winning streak. Come on now, with Mr. Irrelevant at the helm for half of that. Come on now, it's stuff of movies, man.
And then, okay, this is another question I have. Do you think the Cowboys have figured out Brock Purdy now? Because we always talk about him getting figured out because all eyes are on him.
Yeah. Well, I think the advantage Purdy has is that he hasn't played that much yet, and he shows us new stuff that I've never seen before. His his scrambling skills and his Mahomes like throws and finding the open man. After a 10-second scramble, he's shown stuff that we don't even know he can do. So the Cowboys don't know what Purdy can do to the extent that Purdy knows. He might not even know, shoot, but nobody knows, and we will just have to see because he hasn't played that much, Purdy. So I don't think he has. The Cowboys can figure him out. They can do their best, but Purdy has, lived up the situation where he's in with a stacked team, so much skilled players. I think he's making the most of it, and he's surprising everybody every weekend. And I hope that continues.
Finally, scores and predictions.
Oh man, okay.
Well, okay, let me think of the score. Okay, this is gonna be a very surprising score and a very confident score. I'm gonna say 41 to 18.
Ooh. I like that blowout.
Yeah, that's 5 touchdowns, including extra points, because we're not gonna miss the extra points, obviously. And then and 2 field goals, and then the reason they have 18 is because they miss all the extra points.
Okay. I doubt that will happen. That'll be historic again. Let me see. I would say we will hit 30 points to their 17. 30 to 17 Niners.
There are 7 points in the last 4 games.
30, 37, yeah. But I'm choosing 30 to 17.
Guess we're gonna end that.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Well, that wraps up for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and go Niners, and hope we can make it past the Cowboys all the way to the NFC Championship game, and maybe go against the Eagles.
Yes, go Niners. Or against the Giants at home. We shall find out
Yeah,
who
but
the winner is.
Yeah, but if we go against the Eagles, we are
this
taking
evening.
over that stadium like 60-40. Sure, Niner fans are absolutely crazy.
That sounds right. Sounds about right. All right, go Niners.
Yep, and goodbye.